This was an interesting one. I
Mhm.
I have seen not a single good thing said about it,
People have been panning it like mad.
and I fucking enjoyed it. Like, is it good? No, but it's a
It's
fucking
not
children.
horrible.
It's a children's horror movie based on a really bland game. Like, I've played the first one. I haven't played the other ones, but it's like this was the best case scenario that they could do with something that really there's not a whole lot of substance to. Visually, like, it was great. So I originally had tickets to go see it in theaters because, of course, if I can see something in theaters, I'd always
Mhm.
prefer that. But I, like a dumbass, fell to the court of public opinion. It was like, whatever, I'll just cancel it because I can stream it at home for free anyways. So I'll just stay home. And I wish I would have seen this in theaters.
I had a surreal experience because I looked at the showings and I'm like, I don't want to be out last night because I'm trying to reset my sleep pattern because I'm
Mhm.
fucking doing stuff at I'm going to like preview screens of movies and like doing reviews at 3 o'clock in the morning because that's sensible.
Yeah.
And my whole sleep pattern, I'm just like a zombie at the moment. Fucking had a nap, like not even 5 minute nap before you text me. And I'm like, what the hell? And I feel like I've been punched in the face about 20 times. Well, I'm gibbering this morning.
That'll
So
do it.
I saw this showing 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm gonna do that. I've never been to the cinema at 10 o'clock in the morning before. Let's give that a crack.
Oh man, I always love first thing in the morning screenings. Like, those are my favorite.
I was the only one there. It was weird. They actually opened arrived before 10,
Mhm.
and like they're opening the doors for me, and I'm walking through, and they're all like, "Yes, sir, no, sir," sort of thing. I'm like, have I got the entire cinema to myself? And it was just,
Yeah.
that sort of awkward because they're still setting up all the concessions. So I went to get a cup of coffee, and she's filling out the machine and stuff. And that sort of awkward silence. So I had to just break it and go, am I the only weirdo that turns up at this time? And there's like 3 people in the staff laughed. And yeah, mate. I'm like, sorry, I've stuff to do this afternoon. I just thought I'd go and see this movie.
Yeah.
So I had to actually say it to break attention because everyone was like fucking weirded out because I actually turned up. So I don't think they're expecting anyone to be there for the first showing.
Right, especially because it's a kids movie, essentially.
Yeah, well, it was rated 15 over here, so it's like teenagers.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I think this was barely a PG-13 over here because of the swearing. Let me look. I actually can't remember what it was
Yeah, it was
rated.
rated 15 here. Which means it's essentially a kids' movie. It's not
Mhm.
going to see much.
Yeah, it was PG-13 here. So yeah, that's fucking funny.
But yeah, there you go. So that was sort of awkward. But then a couple of people turned up, and during the trailers.
Hmm.
So like I wasn't on my own completely. Like there was about 6 people turned up, which
See,
and of course
I
the next people that come in sat in my row, and I thought, see if you fuckers come and sit beside me when we've got all this, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
so do you guys not have assigned seating?
Yes,
Oh, you do? Okay.
but I mean,
That's
if the
see
next people
that's
come in, it doesn't matter. If this is a completely empty auditorium and the next people to come and sit beside me in an empty auditorium, I'm fine with them because I think I've done it deliberately. The screen
yeah,
because you
that's
see the grayed out thing, and they've obviously went and made their decision. Oh,
uh,
that fucker's sitting there. We're gonna book our seats next because you're on the screen, you get
uh,
the ones, and mine was completely. I'm like nobody else available. Black, 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 black. And I'm like grey. That's me. So that means if somebody comes to sit beside me, they've made the conscious decision
mhm.
to interact with me in person.
Yeah, that
And
shit's so weird,
they're
man.
starting to fight, but they didn't sat on the other end, so I forgave them.
Yeah, that's definitely a choice, a conscious choice to fucking sit next to the only other weirdo in the theater. It's
Yeah, but it's all like completely empty,
bizarre.
and you're picking the next seats, and you see that one seat. And when I purposely pick it on the edge of the aisle, so if I want to get up and go out, that's it.
Mhm.
And you make that decision to sit beside me in an empty theater, then yeah, we're having problems
Right.
because
Yeah,
it's me,
I
and
will
you've
go out of
deliberately
my
done it.
way. Like, I will stay in at least a couple different rows up or back, like whatever, so that I'm not anywhere near that fucking one other person in the theater. So, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I found it like is it bad that I found it weird they sat in the same row as me and I took insult.
Yeah, no, that's fucking bizarre.
That's to me that's a my personal space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when I go to a full cinema, I'm confused because I've just been spoiled with like these screenings of like one or two other people.
Mhm.
And there was once, I remember, I think I told you, there was like 10 people, and I was annoyed. I was like, this place, what are these people doing here? Why can I sense other human beings in the.
Right.
But sure, it's all fun. But this is Bargain Basement Willy's Wonderland.
See, you say that,
I do say
but
that.
I've never seen it. I know I should. That's
What?
right up my fucking alley. I know. I don't know why I haven't seen it. It's just something that it came out and it passed, and I just never got around to it. But the thing is, this shit's been
Nicolas
around
Cage's
way
character does not speak the entire movie, and it's fucking brilliant. And there's even a scene where homeboy here is cleaning the bathroom, and it's the exact same fucking scene out of Willy's Wonderland. Because Nicolas Cage's character is a drifter, and he's hired as a janitor for the place.
Mhm.
And there's he's cleaning up and brushing and stuff, and to fucking recreate that scene in this movie, and I'm like, it's Bargain Basement because you're not Nick Cage, and you can't do it as cool as Nick Cage, and you're fucking speaking, and he could do it without speaking, so you can piss off.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny because when that first came out, like I first saw the poster for it or trailer or whatever, first thing I thought was like, huh, so Nicolas Cage is in a Five Nights at Freddy's fucking rip off. Cool.
But it worked. Seriously,
No, I believe it.
You got to watch that movie, mate. That's fucking brilliant.
I don't know why I fucking missed it. It's especially for the time, because I mean that's 2021. That's all any of us had any time to do was just sit and watch movies. Just couldn't leave the house.
Oh man, yeah, you got to check out one out because it's a blast. Yeah, so we'll have fucking socially awkward bloke. This is fucking Halloween Ends all over again. But the characterization, because socially awkward bloke. How many times have we seen socially awkward person that can't function in society? I don't need to see.
I mean,
like, you know why people need to see themselves?
When I get up and look in the fucking mirror.
That's what I'm saying. You know these people have obsession. I need to see myself. I don't.
Yeah,
because I see myself on screen, I cringe because I know I'm a fucking idiot. I don't need to see that idiot on screen. Honestly, I'm good. I want to pretend I'm someone else, someone who's cool. I could not rugby tackle people in the middle of the shopping mall, which I would do.
Right? Yeah. I mean, fuck, who hasn't tried to beat the shit out of somebody because a kid's throwing a fit and you realize that it's the parent afterwards?
I don't know how I didn't get when I worked in a sports clothing store. You know why they have a security guard and they're useless.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do anything. And we had all these wee scrub bags come in, and I literally myself hoofed them down the stairs. Because this guy's like, I can't do it. I'm like, fucking get these wee bastards out of here. They're just gonna fucking they're here to steal and they're freaking messing up. And I remember just throwing them down the stairs. Like, get them out of here, or I'm gonna throw you out too. And I don't know why I didn't end up in trouble, but the 90s, I suppose, I got away with it.
Fair.
And everyone prepared to turn a blind eye because they were wee freaking shit bags. That was the worst. They actually had people would come in and grab stuff off the front rails and stuff, and try and leave out. So they had to turn. That was one of the shop holidays. Turn alternate hangers so they couldn't just grab the whole rail of shirts and run out the door. That was a scummy area. It was the city centre, just horrible. But yeah, we've got this bloke who's a recreation of every other one of these type of characters we've seen 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to warn him, but I couldn't. Because
that's the thing. It made sense for his character because the setup is that his brother got kidnapped as a child and it just fucked him up for life, which understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But it was there was only one layer. There was no that was the entirety of his being is he's fucked up because his brother got kidnapped, so he has to take sleeping pills because otherwise he can't sleep.
He's
But
trying to go
somehow
through
he
the
has to
thing.
take care of his sister because his parents are dead and his aunt's a cunt. It's like that's really about it. Like there's no depth to him at all.
Yeah, and of course we've got autistic. Super. What is it with you Americans and autistic people? Like your obsession with them.
I
Like
don't
he's
know.
proper have an autistic fetish. Like every TV series or every movie you feature an autistic person, you have them some forget. I don't know.
Because it's just easy, I guess.
I know people with autism. It's just you miss social cues.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like the extreme, which is rare, but people who have the extreme condition of it are tend to be in institutions with daily support because it's it's that bad. But it's the way they portray him. It really is like a fetish. Super genius with that doesn't speak. I don't know. I don't get it. It's they're always portrayed the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's we're not seeing anything new character wise. I don't think it would have been that hard to just give a wee bit more depth. But enough time to do it.
Yeah, especially because it's
character interaction for that to happen. So
yeah, it's an hour and 40. Like that's a lot of fucking time to build something. Especially because when you look at it, like not a whole lot actually happens until the last like 20, 30 minutes of the movie.
yeah.
So there's plenty of time to, do character exploration and stuff.
But they're basically just characters bumping against each other because
Well, and it was a shame too because it was all like each character was obvious from the get-go what their role was, but it tried to pretend like, oh no, that's not what this is. You'll see in the end, we're gonna get you, and then everybody
you're
was
not.
exactly what they were supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like no, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first scene, I just couldn't. He's working as a security guard, and he sees this guy like sort of shouting at his child or grabbing, and yeah, I can see how you can make the assumption, yeah. And he's getting coffee and he's known, and we're getting the impression that he's liked as well because he's. This is what I don't get about this character they make. He has no outward reach whatsoever, nothing, but yet somehow people know his name and they're acting all jovial and he gets nothing back in return.
Especially
you can't do that.
Well, and the thing is too, it's like they try to allude that he's constantly hopping jobs, but you're not going to build a rapport with people that you don't technically even work with unless you're there for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, so that was
especially like a barista, and I'm just saying the nature of the job.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of a barista or somebody who serves food, like when I'm going to work, I get a coffee and sausage roll in the morning, and the guy knows me.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, because I come in every morning, basically at the same time.
Yeah.
But that takes months of, where they don't even ask anymore because they're like, they know me.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to talk as well. You have to you just go, who? Because when you know your name,
sometimes
you don't know their name, they
finger
don't know
guns
your name
works.
unless you have some sort of interaction.
Yeah.
And she's acting all jovial and that and knows him, and he's just like a zombie.
Right. And like actually carrying on about not just him, but his sister and stuff. Like, oh, bring her in. I think she'd love this.
And she would have to pick up that he's not himself if that was, if that was the report. So why are we not seeing that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. It's weird. It's like they're trying to do something, but they're failing miserably and bringing it across. Because
I wouldn't say miserably, but it's definitely not quite hitting the mark.
Yeah, it's yeah. He sees us child getting grabbed, and sure enough, he runs out. I got that bit, and I could see him grabbing him and going, "Oi!" And then, "Oh, right, nothing." And then I'm going, "Sorry."
Yeah, like straight going to, I'm going to murder this guy in a fucking pond or a fountain.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I think about that, but you don't jump to that.
That's why funny enough, I had this conversation on Friday about morality and horror. That's why we watch all the gnarly things happen, so we don't do them.
Yeah,
we get them out of
exactly.
our system.
It's a cathartic release. That's
Yes.
what it's there for.
But he effectively tackles someone in the pool and then just starts working out on their face.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be in the careers office afterwards. You're in jail.
No. Yeah, straight up. Yeah,
I
because
can understand it
that's
being
attempted murder at that point.
Yeah. That's you're going away somewhere in handcuffs.
Mhm.
That's what I'm like scratching my head, because then how does this next scene happen?
Well, then the next scene is just
Fucking-
him in Matthew Lillard's office.
Fucking Matthew
Like,
Lillard.
I need a
Oh,
job. Okay. Well, here's a
fucking
job I can give
Matthew
you.
Lillard.
No,
Why
I
is he
can't.
still acting?
I will say this was probably one of his better roles that I've seen in these later years, because it wasn't Matthew Lillard playing Matthew Lillard.
I forgot about him, and I actually forgot he was in this movie. And then I saw his face. And
didn't even know he was in this movie, and then when
that's
I
what I mean.
saw
I don't think it might have been mentioned. I glossed over it. I'll just see his face, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! And my heart just sank. How did I get scammed into watching Matthew Lillard? If I knew he was in this movie, I wouldn't be watching it. Fucking, that's enough reason for me not to watch this movie.
That's funny.
Just, I can't stand him. I'm sure he's a nice bloke and all, but I just can't stand him. Just the face and his voice just do my head in.
He's one of those actors for me that it's like there's that one role that he did that was really good, but everything else is essentially that role. Just like Keanu Reeves. Like, I can't see him in anything and not think Neo or Constantine.
Yeah. God, I watched what do you call that one? John McFour popped in streaming, and his dialogue is fucking people. Yeah. Yes. And you're like, why are people? This is another one of those characters. Why are people loyal to someone that just goes, yeah? Like, you have to have. You don't get people on board unless you have some sort of fucking charisma. I don't get that's what confused me. Same with God, what do you call this guy? Did I even put his name?
I wasn't seeing it anywhere.
I saw his name, but I don't think I cared. But his main character here, he's another. They portray this sort of way, but you can't be like that and have the so-called following or people. I think that's the major disconnect. You have to have some sort of charisma or personality, and you have to show that. Why you get people to show loyalty to you? Because you don't get that otherwise. People just throw you to the curb. I know, because I'm a gobshite, and I have to try 100 times harder than most to actually pass myself. Because if it didn't, fucking, I'd be on the scrap heap. What is this heinous thing I'm hearing?
What?
No, that can't be true.
There's no way.
I know Adam has questionable tastes.
Yeah, I mean, he's friends with us, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, that'll have to be one of our movie next then.
Get that sorted out.
Yeah, because
get that sorted out and do a review.
It's such a terrible, terrible movie, but it's one of the best portrayals of Satan in cinema.
And you better do it before the sequel. Get them ready for the sequel.
Oh, that fucking sequel's never going to happen.
It's going to happen.
No, it's not. That's like fucking Goonies 2 happening. It's never going to
When we're in a nursing home, right, and we're gibbering, and it'll just pop on the screen, and it'll just be that 5 minutes before the meds kick in, and we'll miss it.
Right.
Look, it's like with Rian Johnson's trilogy, it's happening, okay? You just don't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that. How did it go from him near killing someone and banged the careers office? And if his CV is that bad, he wouldn't even get the interview, because recruiters don't waste their time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's pretty.
I was just going to ask you: is this some weird setup? Was that a normal recruiter, or was this something that I don't know about, like an American thing, like social worker type thing or something?
Fuck if I know. I
I
couldn't
was confused with this scene
understand what
and
was
where he
going on.
was.
Like I got that he was in an employment office, but of course it's pretty obvious that he shouldn't be hired, and that Matthew Lillard is up to some nefarious things. And obviously he's the bad guy. Like it's pretty straightforward.
No,
guy from the beginning.
really?
But yeah,
Never picked up on that at all.
right. Let's
Fucking
so
neon
fucking weird.
flash of light, bad. Fucking arrows pointing, bad guy behind him. Bad
Yeah,
guy.
he just needed to be like twirling his mustache to really drive the point home.
Do you want to work in this place?
Yeah. And then good luck. Hopefully I'll see you again, or whatever the fuck he says. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like
You just needed that. Dun,
Really?
dun, dun.
Right.
I need one of those sound mixers, but I want one with programmable buttons and I can't find it. So I can do all this stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely need that.
But the ones I've seen all have presets. I don't want presets because the presets are shit. I want to be able to change it and put horror shit in.
Mm.
Right, folks out there, your mission is to send me links. Put links in the comments of less than 1,000. Don't be fucking sending me stuff that goes to like recording studios, but home, something I can buy and afford that I can plug in and program, because the only ones I've seen so far have like 10 preset buttons and it's all like cheer, clap, all that kind of stuff, but you can't change it.
Mm.
And I want to, because these are perfect for this sort of stuff, and I can't do it, and I'm getting annoyed now because I want to be daft. And I tried playing the music thing in the background, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I can't imagine it picking up too well.
No more toys. But yeah, that's all I needed was a dun 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 and the music and stuff. And yeah, we know he's the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that they wouldn't have brought him in otherwise. I was thinking back to Scream. I was waiting for him to have that recall that stupid scene. We've all watched the first one.
I've never watched it all the way through.
All right. Oh, you didn't get the big.
I can't do it.
Him and Curtains Boy. Do you remember Curtains were a thing? They were tragic. The other one, he had curtains.
I don't remember his name.
That and the mullet have to be the worst hairstyles ever invented.
Yeah.
The mullet and curtains are the most tragic things you can put in your head. Like, you're better just doing this, honestly, and just it's even the comb over is less sad than the mullet or curtains.
Agreed.
Especially the greasy curtains.
Well, I won't say the curtain, but definitely mullet.
Yeah, no, greasy curtains. Horrible. Should be a law against it. Yeah, so he ends up in this thing somehow. Like, if he had handed over a CV and he's that much of a surely the reception would fob him off. Say, we'll call you back, and that scene wouldn't happen. But whatever, plot needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Same as we've now got Evil App.
Yeah,
because Evil App.
She's rich, but she wants that check.
How much? Right, that's what I meant to ask you. This whole fostering thing, or whatever.
I can tell you right now, at least states that you don't get shit. Like, it's barely enough to care for a child. Nobody's going to be having an attorney on retainer just to get a fucking kid to get that check, because quite frankly, that check's not even going to pay for the attorney fees.
That's what I'm cut, because they do this a lot in movies, don't they?
Yeah,
the fostering thing, that they're only fostering to get money, and you see, it's usually the hard luck story. You see the whole fostering thing. They talk about the fostering system in this, and obviously it's different over here. I don't know if you get paid that, the foster overhead. I don't know how it works, but if you're on benefits, it's worthwhile for the parent to keep the kid to the next. You know what I mean? It's but it's only if you game the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be pumping out a kid every year, sort of thing, to make it worthwhile. And even then, you live like all these people live like shit. Like, the ones that get the money still live like shit. Their fucking houses stink and all. And it's like they're not living in mansions, so it doesn't make sense. It's the whole welfare thing's a mental, as much as because I've worked in employability, it's a much a mental state as opposed to the actual job side of things. It's a lack of self-esteem, all that kind of stuff that goes with it, and a mentality. It's not a good way to live. But they're making I've seen this in these movies that they make it out as if this foster check or whatever that comes from the government's an absolute fortune and it's worth fighting to death over.
Yeah, definitely not it.
Nah, yeah, because if you have a kid under those circumstances, the kid's going to act up and probably cost you more anyway by the time it goes and destroys everything.
Right.
Because that's how you get one of them kids that goes and burns down buildings and steals cars, and that check wouldn't even if it was a decent amount, wouldn't cover that, because you don't bring people into your life just for that reason, because fucking always going to end in disaster. I know people try, but nah. But yeah, we've got the evil aunt. She's trying to steal his sister, making it the whole weird thing, because it's that whole side of the plot just makes me scratch my head going, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it wasn't necessary, because I mean, really the only thing that added was we got to see the animatronics kill her henchman, and that's it.
Yeah, so this thing takes place. She's obviously the younger sister's in a institution of some sort. It's like
like school.
Yeah, but it's
I thought that was just school. That was my.
So who's the doctor person?
The teacher.
I thought she was a psychiatrist.
I don't know. It was kind of hazy to me. Like I never really
Dr. Lillian
understood quite why there was a doctor that was the teacher, because that's what I got, was that she was at school. So I don't.
Right. So I thought the fact that she was a doctor, I thought, sorry, this is where this movie could be fixed and be actually a lot of fun if you weren't fucking scratching your head every 10 minutes about the plot choices.
Yeah.
That's what and I can understand why people are like, oh, this is fucking shit, because you're confused, because the basics of human interaction and who the characters are make no sense.
And
that's what fucks your head up. And we haven't got to the monsters yet.
Yeah.
So all that stuff that's happening is just making you go, what the hell is this movie? And you haven't got anywhere yet. Yeah, so she's a doctor, and I thought she was a psychiatrist, and this was like a special needs school or something, or institution, because of her thing, because that's the way they set it up during that meeting.
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a weird choice, especially because it's like all the other kids seem to be just normal ass children. That's why I was confused about all of that.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't surprise me that, like, the barista and stuff and everyone that knows the guy are all normal and don't, act as if he's the best thing ever. It wouldn't surprise me as if they haven't got the idea of, okay, right, we've got one specialty when you have everybody else acting the same. It's like they haven't got the logic centers activated to think this stuff through. Like, there's a major logic disconnect with this whole, like, character interaction and the concepts behind the characters before they begin. So it looks like she was given an assessment, which is a bit more than just what a teacher would do. And the fact that she's during a
I don't
meeting,
know, it kind of
and two parties, that's something a bit above the remit of a teacher.
I don't know. Like, I kind of bought it.
Or something like that. She wouldn't be chairing the meeting.
Yeah, I bought it because, like, his whole thing was, my sister or my aunt wants to take her, and maybe it'd be better for her. And, oh well, but when she draws, because that's the only way she communicates, even though she talks throughout the fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when she draws, you're always in it, so clearly you're her world.
And that was good. She's the only character, Dr. Lillian's the only character that actually makes sense in this whole movie. Like that brief time she's in, she's the only one that actually go, oh, there's somebody talking sense and putting things in perspective. Thank you, Dr. Lillian. Because nobody else makes sense in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I think that's you can understand why people, because we'll slog through all sorts of stuff and try and make sense out of it, but the casual viewer is going to be watching this and they've already tuned out by now watching this movie because it's all sort of bumping against each other and just not making sense.
Or it's like you watch this kind of movie because you just want to see a bunch of possessed robots kill people.
Yeah, but we don't get that until near 30 odd minutes, at least 35 minutes. Sorry, we got that intro scene. That's another thing that didn't make sense. The first security guard was not the intro scene, or when was that?
Yeah, wasn't it?
That was the intro.
Yeah.
I completely blanked that. We got the intro scene with the other security guard running about, which once again, when we'll see what this story's about, why is he hiring security guards to get? Because there's not like, I don't want to spoil Willy's Wonderland, but that's the reason for it. This isn't the reason why they're doing it. So Matthew Lillard's character,
well, I mean,
Steve, wasn't it? Steve, his name was.
The idea is that he doesn't want people to break in and steal the robots because that's how he gets away with killing people. So it's like it kind of makes sense, I guess. But then why do you kill the security guards?
Yeah. So the robots can obviously take care of themselves, as we see. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's all this stuff. Just it's rammed together and bouncing against each other, and not in a coherent storytelling fashion. That's. We haven't even got to the mad stuff yet.
Yeah, like the dream sequence.
Yeah,
like I swear that's half the movie. Is his dream of his brother getting kidnapped, and then that's how he interacts with the children that possess the robots. It's like that's an interesting way to.
That was actually right when that happened. When he went to start the job and he had the dream sequence, and the ghosts appeared. Here's something interesting. Here's something different, and the fact that you communicate with them. I thought it was going to be like a murder mystery.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And he was going to have to find out who it was. I thought there's a bones here of actually when he got to that point, everything else is just chaos. Like it's just thrown together till he gets that first dream sequence and he's replaying the same dream over again, which we find out he's actually torturing himself over the kidnapping of his younger brother. And he's trying to revisit this dream to get some sort of clue. It would actually make sense because I'm getting Lovely Bones vibes here.
Yeah.
Which would have been a brilliant story arc. Okay, we'll give you what you need if you help us find who's doing this to us, who's controlling us.
Mm.
If that makes sense. And a partnership.
Yeah, and for it to be the thing that I didn't like about it was just how like their ongoing interactions, and it was all just to be like, oh yeah, it was the guy that hired you kidnapped your brother and murdered him. Like it kind of seemed like there was way more stress on the dreams than was necessary for something like that. Like we were going to get the big payoff of seeing him actually grabbing his brother and throwing him in the car, when really, no, we just got the scene of the car driving off, and then, oh yeah, turns out it was this same guy that murdered us.
Which they, it just made there was a bones here of a really good movie. Honestly, because that, and my thing about ghosts are stupid, but when you've actually got intelligent ghosts with purpose and you can actually communicate with them and come to an understanding, and then that's what it becomes to try and solve a mystery. There's a brilliant sort of idea. Yeah. And then you could have had Steve make the robots doing things. Then they set up the premise. Oh, yeah. Because we have the wee girl's getting babysat while he now goes and does this night job.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have, who's that cop?
Vanessa.
Vanessa, yeah.
Yeah, her whole introduction was fucking weird. I mean, she was kind of a weird character to begin with. Like, oh, I'm a beat cop. I patrol this area, so I'm just gonna hang out with you, and we're gonna
For
be
half my
super
shift.
close. Yeah, and it's like they immediately become best friends and shit. It was an interesting setup for her.
But once again, he gives no indication. Once again, no charisma.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got these people fawning over him, and he's shown nothing to. As Halloween ends all over again, why does Laurie's daughter fall in love with what's his face when he gives no indication of actually having any charisma whatsoever?
Right.
And we've seen this 100 times with these sort of movies with this type of protagonist. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying actually because it's like you don't need to do this. You can have somebody with personality quirks or have damage, but still be a functioning human being. They don't have to be completely on fucking end of breakdown.
Right.
Because that's when it's too late. The whole point is that somebody steps in time before it gets too late. But they always start off at this point that they're already a gibbering wreck. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What I know, I only watch fucking 7 or 8 movies a week. Fucking
Yeah, a lot of interesting choices.
yeah. Yeah, so she turns up and then you know there's something off there. If she didn't have the cop car, I would have thought she was a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like genuinely thought she was like a spirit.
Yeah.
The way they had her introduce her character. Yeah. What else is there? Yeah,
Well,
this is where the movie gets weird because I start.
Well, so it's like after their interaction, that's when the aunt has her coffee house meeting
Oh
with
yeah,
her lawyer and the people that are like, oh yeah, let's just murder him so you can get this.
I'm gonna
fucking
find out the
effect."
babysitter's actually a plant.
Yeah,
But the way he's acting with the babysitters have to know each other for years. And
yeah,
Max's character,
Yeah.
that was a waste of a character because she could have been. She was actually a good character.
yeah, because there really wasn't much payoff. It was, oh shit, she was behind it all along, and then oh now everybody's dead, and that's it. Like I will say, the fact that it was. You don't actually see the gore really, but the way that they allude to it's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, that's the
Like
visuals
seeing
in this are
her,
brilliant.
like
This
seeing
is
the
a
shadow of
visually
her getting chomped in half was pretty
Yes.
fucking funny.
And we still got the blood smears and stuff, which is cool. But the visuals in that's what's annoying. This is beautifully shot.
Uh-huh.
And there's a realism, even though they're like zombie robots, but they're not pristine condition. They're just falling apart enough that they're not functional. And I didn't get the suit thing. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get the exosuit that's going to rip you in half if you touch it wrong. That just...
Well, it's like, okay, I guess, like, I understood that that's how he was hiding the bodies, but why the fuck does his suit have that ability? And if he's the one that's essentially controlling everything, why would his suit end up turning on him?
Yeah.
But yet and it was really weird too at the very end where he's like back there dying and crying. It's like, man, this was days ago. You should have been dead with those fucking hooks in your well, pretty much all your organs.
Yeah, plus not even at their sepsis because they're all rusty and horrible and yeah. This is I lost it a bit trying to figure out what the hell's going on in the rest of the story.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it was
Cause...
funny when they were doing the whole cutesy wootsy. Oh, my sister is friends with them and they're building a fort and stuff. Like, it was funny, but I feel like that happened too late in the movie to really work as well as it should have. Like I feel like if they had taken 20 minutes off of the buildup,
Yeah,
probably would have been a little bit different, because this didn't need to be, an hour and 40 minutes
definitely
at
not.
all. But yeah, it
But
was like I
this is
did.
where I don't get the conflict.
Yeah, like the greatest part, of course, was the robots interacting and killing people and just being scary. Because I mean, that's what you played the fucking game for, was you're keeping an eye on all the screens to see when they move, so you can protect yourself, so you can ultimately defeat them.
I was trying to find it last
die.
night. I was going to play it and do a stream in preparation for this, but even Steam, they had a weird like demo version, but you had to pay for it, and it didn't seem. I don't pay for demos. May as well, if I'm going to pay it, buy the whole game.
Well, it's
weird
because
I don't like Steam. Steam's a shit platform. Epic's much better.
Like, I'm trying to remember where the fuck I played it, because it's just like a goofy ass Flash game.
Yeah,
like, used to just be able to play it on like their website or whatever.
No, I think it's nice of taking it down, because
why
have
it's
the
still
game
there? Yeah, no, that's you just Google their website and it's it's a free to play thing. They got most of the games up too, it looks like.
All right, I was trying something. I have a site I use for retro games. Maybe I was looking in the wrong place.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't this is not a very old game, and it's just a Flash game, so it's definitely out there.
All right, I'll maybe have a look at it later on. Yeah, I was going to have a look, but it's just because I can't remember. It was I don't think I have played it. But yeah, this whole premise, the conflict should have been, right, these kids don't want to be in what they're, they're imprisoned.
Mm-hmm.
And they're nice kids, and they bond with a wee girl, but it's Lillard's character is the one that turns them. But there was no purpose to them being turned or controlled, because they weren't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
If he was sending them out or conducting rituals or something, it would make sense. And if he's a child killer, why is he killing random adults, which is just going to bring attention?
Right.
Especially the security guards he's hiring. Like, it's going to all trace back that he owns the place and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Any bit of investigation. It's like, nobody is. What's her face, Vanessa, the only police officer, like, for 1,000 miles?
Probably.
And there's no other department or anything. She's it.
Probably, and a really bad cop at that.
Yeah.
Like the end where they break in and they're confronting him. She's like, "Hey, here's all these tasers. Use these because that's the only thing that's going to stop the robots." And then she pulls a gun on her dad and shoots him, and it doesn't do anything. It's like, you already knew that it doesn't do anything. Why the fuck are you shooting at him?
Yeah. And the tasers only get used once and then dropped.
Yeah,
they don't come with batteries. I thought those things came with batteries.
Well, so like the pistol one, like that literally, like, that's just a thing you pull off and you put another charge on it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I understood. He used that twice. Whatever. Maybe that's all the charges he had for it. But the fucking cattle prod, like, why would you use it once and then drop it? That you could keep reusing the fucking thing.
It's like the person that hits the killer once and then drops the baseball bat.
Yeah.
And then starts doing the pattern thing. It's like, who directed this? At least someone who doesn't understand horror movies.
Well, I feel like it was probably
or they've watched all the tropes about horror movies.
Shenanigans, like studio shenanigans. Because it's like, we need to check these boxes.
Oh, fuck. Talking about checking boxes. That random taxi driver. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if I had like some giant fucking scary looking robot go in my car, I would be like, oh my gosh. Like, get the fuck out. What the hell? Plus, picking up a little girl, like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I feel like that probably can't be legal.
No, and even like an Uber driver or something wouldn't do that. They'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yeah, that's the whole premise. That's where I get lost with this, because it's bumping into each other plot wise, and nothing makes sense from scene to scene. It's like there's no coherent storyline. There's no reason for these ghosts. Like they want the wee girl, but then it doesn't make
Well, it's like I kind of understood where they're coming from, because they're like, oh, she's fun, we should make her one of us. But that's
Then what was the point of Lillard's character then, Steve? That should have been enough for the movie, but then they throw him in as another thing, which makes no sense. Then that's what I mean. Everything bumps against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was just it, they're trying to take her over, and then, like I said, the whole premise was them starting off friendly, and then things happened. Like that could have been the entire movie without all the rest of the shit at the beginning.
Well, and the biggest thing that I didn't understand was the whole like picture wall at Freddy Fazbear or whatever the fuck the place is called.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And like the kids don't turn on him until she draws a picture of him being evil.
When she talks to them, and he talks to them.
Yeah. So that was an interesting choice.
Yeah, this movie really shot itself in the foot. And it's nothing to do with the budget or effects of the cast. It's purely down to the story.
Yeah, the story was a little wonky. I won't say it was the worst movie I've watched in a while. I wouldn't even put this.
No, because you made me watch Underwater, you fucking bastard.
Motherfucker, the shit you've made me watch over the years, I think we're fucking even. But yeah, it's like it was. Everything was there for it.
Prince of Darkness 2. Gotta do
it. That's all you. That's all you, man. But yeah, it's like all the idea was there. The visuals were there. It's just something didn't quite click with the story to make it as good as it was. And then, of course, the fight scenes are great, because I mean, you get giant possessed robots fighting motherfuckers and killing them. Whatever. You can't go wrong there. But I really wonder.
I loved that one. That was brilliant.
What's that?
The cupcake.
Oh yeah,
that was the best robot. I don't know which kid operated that, but fucking.
Yeah, I didn't understand Homeboy getting drugged by the cupcake, but yeah, whatever. That's okay. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see if they're going to be, going to make a sequel, because that's how it ends, is her being like, "Can I go visit my friends?"
Yeah, it's like you just hear you just need a credit side going sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there more than one after credits scene? Because I left after the first one.
No, there was just the one.
All right, okay. Because I went, oh fuck no, and I walked out. I'm like, I can't see any more of this.
Yeah.
So go back to the taxi driver, and it's a stupid wee monkey puppet thing, and you're like, what a go away. I just got up and I walked out in disgust.
Yeah, so that's the second part of being like, ooh, maybe we're gonna do a sequel. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Such a shame, because this they spent all this money on the setup. Why didn't you just stick to one plot point instead of trying to throw 6 in?
Right.
Yeah, that was me after walking in the cinema. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah. Didn't hate it. I was disappointed. I think I was I'm frustrated watching this than hated it.
See, I didn't. I went into it because seeing like just everybody shitting on this movie, so I went into it with very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like I didn't hate it. I was telling my wife
it doesn't deserve the lashing out that it's getting.
No, absolutely not. And like I was telling my wife last night after we finished, it's like, it wasn't great, but I mean, fuck, if they do a fancy collector's edition, I'll probably buy it just because I enjoyed it that much.
Mm-hmm. They could make nice toys, models, NECA toys or something.
What's that?
They'd make nice NECA toys.
Well, they've already had toys made of them, because the video game itself's been around for a very long time.
Yeah,
quite a few years, and it's pretty big with the children's, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Right, but that's a new one to me. Maybe it's just not big over that side of the pond. And I just haven't plugged in the zeitgeist.
No, I mean it's a children's game, so it's
All right,
the fact that a bunch of grumpy ass old men aren't huge super fans of it. It's kind of understandable.
okay, that's fair enough. But they could have made it. I think that's. Do you think that maybe is the problem?
That it's made for children, probably.
And they're but they're framing it as a horror. But if wasn't it? It's the same people that made Megan's. But I only saw Blumhouse. I didn't see Atomic Monsters logo appear.
Yeah, no, this wasn't
because Megan was a joint effort between Blumhouse and Atomic Monster.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what they're doing. They're trying to make a new set of horror to bring, because you need new fans, you need to start them somewhere. So that's makes sense. But do you think that's where the disconnect? Because they're effectively making a children's movie, but they're trying to sprinkle it with horror, but they don't know how to do like Goosebumps and stuff anymore because they're morons.
I guess.
Hollywood, I don't know, you'll figure it out one day. After we have all moved on.
Right.
Put an exclusion wall around Hollywood so none of them can escape. Big fucking lid on it. Dunk. Right. Let this be a reminder, folks. Never let this happen again. Oh, there you go. That was that. That was fun.
Yeah, not a terrible movie. It's worth watching. Especially if you got Peacock, because you can just stream it for free.
Yeah. Problem. All right, there you go, folks. There's that. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Hell yeah. Fucking excited.
Be fun. Not that shitty fucking whatever it was.
Oh man, I liked the.
I know you did, but your opinion doesn't count. You fucking.
That sequel was better than the other sequels.
That's a fair point.
I was like, try to tell me Farewell to Flesh was better.
Okay, you win. Right. Sorry, I retract my statement.
It just, if nothing else, for the fucking shadow puppet stuff, like that was amazing.
But we're gonna watch the original, which is
fun. Hell yeah, we're gonna watch
Yep.
the Bernard Rose one, the 1991, I believe. Yeah, no, this is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yep. So we'll be covering that. So if you want to be in there in the chat, make sure you keep up to date with the channel. Do the typey clicky things. And until next time, keep it creepy.
Keep it
horrific.